Good morning everyone, it is 5:25 AM and I'm currently standing on the Hume Park boat ramp up at Lake Hume. I'm waiting for my mate Sandy, who you might know as the Camo man, to turn up, and then we're going to go out in his boat and see if we can catch a feed of redfin. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. That light that you can see down there right in the centre of frame, that is the border checkpoint between New South Wales and Victoria on the Wodonga Bridge. We're currently, there's been a bit of an outbreak of COVID-19 up in Sydney at the moment, so Victoria's got the border shut to New South Wales. Hopefully it doesn't stay shut for too long. I've crossed the border into New South Wales today because I live in the border bubble, which means I can move in and out of New South Wales and Victoria quite easily, provided I don't go too far north. Look out, there's a car coming in, and I reckon that might be Sandy coming right now. I'm just standing here waiting for Sandy to park the car, and the schools of really small redfin jumping around in the shallows here already. That's got to be a good sign. Right, we are in location. I'm using a similar system to what I use at Nilakudi. I've got a little yabby that I'm just going to lower down here. You're on.
First one for the day.
First cast.
Only a small, it's not a monster. The beauty of these double with the plastic is that you can get double hookups quite often.
Oh yeah, one on the blade.
This is a little bit better.
Oh, Sandy's on. I'm just about to cast and you're on.
You don't sort of hurry pulling it in either when you get one, because you sort of
want the school to follow it up.
No, you want to think about that, hitting that second, you know, if it's hit the blade.
Oh, I might hit the other. So
often you get double hookups. Once you get one, it attracts the other, it attracts them.
This is what Sandy says is the go. A blade at the bottom and like a paternoster rig. Oh, yeah, it's not a bad fish. Bloody beautiful fish. He's a keeper. A blade at the bottom with a paternoster rig with a soft plastic just above. And what did you get him on the blade?
Yeah.
So now they're not real big up here, you reckon? So that's not a bad size one.
Yeah, you get them a bit bigger. That's within the keeping realms.
Within the keeping realms. Yep. He's filletable. On. I'm on. It's only small. I've hooked up on the yabby while I'm waiting for my blade to sink. It's only a very small fish. A bit small, you reckon?
He's just slightly under the bread and butter.
Right. So he's just a little bit small, so we're going to put him back. Yabbies are go. Right, I'm going to go to the little Lipless crankbait, a little jiggle fishing, because I'm getting a few bites on the yabby right under the boat, and there's another one now while I'm talking. Got him.
Yes.
So I figure I might just drop something directly under the boat. Not sure whether this is going to be big enough or not. It's not a 2-inch fish, but there's not a huge amount of weight in it either.
Oh yeah.
He's alright, you reckon? Alright.
Yeah, that's well within that.
There we go, folks. I've got a keeper and I've still got me yabby. So what I'm going to do, put him on the floor of the boat for a second. I'm going to put my yabby back on and I'm going to lower him straight back down. And while that's sinking, I'll show you this. So would you call that a typical, like an average okay fish?
Yeah.
So that's the sort of the fish that a lot of people are catching up here at the moment. It's not a monster, but it's big enough to get a fillet off, and there's heaps and heaps and heaps of them. Yorty. Straight on. As soon as my yabby hit the bottom, he had a bite. Got him. This is only a little one. Geez, the old yabbies aren't staying on the bottom for very long. No, he swallowed me yabby. Bugger. Oh no, he regurgitated it. So I've caught 2 redfin on this yabby so far.
I caught a redfin on a sinker.
Oh really? Right, so I've caught 2. Nah, I've caught 2 redfin on this one yabby, and Sandy's just telling me he caught a redfin on a sinker.
I can't remember if it was me or the other bloke I was fishing with.
I can't get this yabby on the bottom. He's already caught 2. I want to work this Lipless crankbait, but the moment the yabby hits the bottom, it just gets whacked. Right, let's just hit the bottom. It's just up, and it's got a bite straight away. Got it. Oh, yeah, got him. Number 3 on the same yabby. Oh, he's going for it and he's in. Oh yeah, he'll do, you reckon?
Yeah, he's about right on the...
Right on the minimum.
Yeah, you sort of start keeping it, you keep a few smaller ones to start with, and then once you've sort of got enough, you sort of get a bit more selective.
Alright, so he's about right on the minimum. Oops, bit of blood there.
It doesn't take long to want to fill it off, and once you get into the rhythm.
No, not at all. Hang on, I'm getting a bite here.
The grass section.
Good grass. Every time I put my other rod down, the yabbies, they stop getting the bite on my yabby rod. As soon as I pick this up, I start getting, there he goes. Oh, I bet I've caught it with this rod. I'm a champion at doing that. I'm an absolute champion at doing that. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm so good at doing that. I do it at Lake Nilakudi all the time. Bugger. Put a bit of a bend in the rod. Is he a nice fish?
Oh, I don't think there's anything. That's it. Yeah, maybe that's where they are at the back of the boat. At the back of the boat,
yeah. I haven't even got a single rod in. I'm epically tangled here. That's a nice fish. There we go. On the soft plastic out the back of the boat.
So it does work. That's the first one I've caught using a normal hook. Doesn't feel bad. Sometimes you just feel it get heavier as you bring it in, and that's another one.
Because you've got two at once. Double hookup. That's why you feel so much bigger. Hooked him in the ass. On.
Reasonable one too, I think. Oh yeah. It's got a bit of weight in it.
Yeah. Might be the fish of the day.
I think it might be so far, unless there's probably two of them. Maybe it's now hooked again. Oh no.
He's fair hooked, is he?
Yeah.
Every time you hook one you think's bigger, it's fail hooked, and they come up sideways and create a bit of extra drag. Here we go, I'm on. I got one on the little jiggle fishing. Did he get off? Or was he just really small? Look at that. There we go, folks, the first fish on the Lipless crankbait. I've caught 3 or 4 on the yabby, and I got them all in about a 2-minute bloody spree. Now I've got one on the Lipless crankbait. I lost one on it before. He's a bit too small. See you later, mate. Here you go, got another one on the Lipless crankbait. Yeah. What have we got here? Oh yeah. You're going the esky just. He's an esky fish, but only just. Little jiggle fishing Lipless crankbait. As always, there'll be a link in the video description below to where you can find them things. They're like not even $10 a shot, and they work. He's got a little bit of a kink in his tail, you see that?
Yeah, you get a few of them like that actually.
Yeah.
I reckon that's a sign of inbreeding.
Don't know, I'm not sure what causes that. Still good to eat, that's right. That's the main thing. Right, now that's the second fish on the Lipless crankbait. A bit of a tip with these things, when you're fishing them vertically, like I am now, directly under the boat, try and use the back hole. But if you're casting them out, you'll want to use the front hole. It just creates a little bit less resistance and helps it sink a little bit easier to get down a bit deeper. The back hole creates stronger vibrations. The front hole just creates less vibrations, but it helps it sink a little bit better. Right, how's my yabby looking? Oh, he's still alive. He survived the boat journey. We've moved a few 100 metres and we're trying a different spot because the fishing was a little slow at that last spot. We're in about 25 feet of water out in the open. Oh wow.
On the plastic too. Oh, he's only just look. What a waste.
I've got a bloody fish on me, you know. I can barely feel it. I reckon it's tiny. I'm sure I felt a kick from a tiny. I bet something just hit the lure. How's that for a record breaker? He took the Striped Tiger 1.5 inch curl tail grub in vodka and orange colour. That's the smallest one today, I think. Look at another one on here, you know. He's about the same size as the last one. Probably because I'm casting in closer to the bank where it's really shallow. Is he on the blade or the plastic? On the blade, on the plastic I mean. On the Striped Tiger grub. Right, slight change of tactics. We're going trolling for a while. I'm trying to locate a school. You're using, what are you using? A Hot Lips or something, is it? Or a Man's?
No, I think it's a Man's 30 plus or 20 plus or whatever.
Sandy's got an old Man's lure on a 20 or 30 plus. I've got a Halco Crazy Deep, and a bit up above that I've got a loop in the line like a paternoster rig with a hook on it with a Striped Tiger vodka and orange. So the lure will get the plastic down and either of them can catch a fish. And what depth are we trawling in?
25.
About 25 feet. I've already hooked up. I don't know, but I don't think it's very big, but it's... Yeah, just put it out of gear for 2 seconds. Just to... He might have got off. I think he's still on. He's just very small. Folks, we've trawled about 50 metres and I hooked up to something small, and I'm guessing it's a small redfin on the plastic. I can't even feel him. I don't even know whether he's still there or not. Chuck it back in gear now if you like, so that your lure doesn't float up. No, he's still there. I can feel him kick. There we go.
So I don't see any associated. You want to sort of, you know...
Tiny, weeny little redfin, isn't he tiny? And he's taken on the grub that's suspended just up above my diving lure. I'm hoping the plan is that a bigger fish might hit the diving lure. Oh, he's still there. Maybe I should have a bigger soft plastic on that top hook.
It is a rather small one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've actually got some soft plastics that look like a redfin.
Well, now that's the third one of them I've trawled in literally.
Don't really get bigger.
No. Ow. That's the third one of them that I've trawled in 100 metres. So what I'm going to do after I untangle my leg that I just hooked is I'm going to upsize my soft plastic and try and sort out the men from the boys. Righto, same lure. It's the Halco Crazy Deep with the dodgy eyes because his eyes are faded off. And I've upsized my soft plastic to a Strike Tiger T-tail. That's the T-tail in trout roe colour. A much larger plastic, in order to try and catch a much larger fish than the 3 tiddlers that I just caught on the first 100 metres of trolling. Yeah, I'm on. This one, I can feel this one actually. This one might be a little bit bigger if we're lucky. I can actually feel this one kicking.
I can see a couple of arches and stuff.
It's been a while since I put the T-tail on. We've gone.
I'm on too.
We're both on. Since I put, have I got 2 fish on here, or have I? I've got him on the lure. I've got 2.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, folks. The daily double.
Double hookup, and I'm on too. Maybe we need to go over this spot again. I think.
Yeah, okay. Look at that, folks. I've got one on the T-tail.
It's starting to get a bit bigger too.
He's too small. And I've got the one on the lure on the Halco Crazy Deep. He's a bit bigger, but he's still a bit on the small side.
There we go.
I've got the daily double. Now that is it what you call a triple hookup?
Just sort of see it just didn't look. That's why you got that grade there.
I wonder how long we dragged him along the bottom of the lake for.
Like the rock's just sort of going like that, and then it was pretty deep water.
There's one of the border checkpoints up there where the police are checking people for either their border permit pass or their driver's license, depending where they're from. Because that is Victoria, and over that side it's New South Wales. Righto, we've gone back to bait. We've been bait fishing, then trawling, then bait fishing, then trawling. So we're going to give this spot a bit of a crack. Back where we started. Getting another bite on a yabby here. Got him. Oh yeah, yabby me up. Yabbies are go. Capable, you reckon? Alright. He's not a monster, but he'll do. My filleting skills, before I break his neck, my filleting skills will get a small fillet off that. I should turn that around that way, shouldn't I? I just went to get a new yabby, but I realised my little one's still on here. So that's 2 fish in about a minute on the yabby. Yabbies, you just can't beat them. Yellow belly, redfin, cod, they all love yabbies. The old yabbies. Getting a bit of an inquiry by the looks of it. Got him. Number 3 on the yabby.
This is what's
starting to produce. Struggling to keep me yabby on the bottom at the moment. It looks like I'm going to be replacing that yabby. Well, he hasn't quite swallowed the hook. I've got it out, but I think he'll be okay. Mate, best wishes from me and my homie. Oh, he went down. Right, now that my yabby rod's sort of slowed down a bit, I'm going to get my lure rod in. I've got a jiggle fishing medium ripper. This is a little bit bigger than the little ripper, and I've got a slightly heavier one just to help pull this soft plastic down. And that's one of their new colours. I don't know what the colour's called. It's sort of a bluey, yellowy colour with a bit of orange underneath. Rightio, little yabby. We're trying another spot. A little bit shallower this time. On. You hit it on the sink too. Oh, I'm in a hell of a mess. He hit the jiggle fishing. I was bobbing it up and down. He hadn't actually hit it, he's foul hooked. I just unfoul hook him. There you go, folks. Tiny little redfin. He hit the jiggle fishing medium ripper. I was bobbing it up and down and he hit it as it was sinking. He hit it very hard too. Now I'll just show you how I'm fishing this lipless crankbait. Basically I'm just picking it up off the bottom, let it sink. Pick it up, let it sink. Sometimes I give it an almighty heave to send out a stronger vibration, and sometimes I just give it a real little weeny little tap just like that. Sometimes I'll even pause it, and quite often rather than just let it free sink like that, I'll lower it down. I'll lift it up and then lower it, because quite often the fish will hit it while it's sinking, and if I lower it down I'll feel that strike a lot easier as it's sinking. So if you're using one, don't be afraid to just give it a few real small twitches like that, and every now and again give it a real big one just to send out a stronger vibration. Just mix it up a little bit. And that works for redfin and yellow belly like that. You can see those white tents in there. That's the border checkpoint. I can see the policeman walking around now. Well folks, that's it from me. I'm heading off. Sandy's going to run me back to the boat ramp and I'm going to take off. It's 11 o'clock. We've had a lot of fun. I think I've kept 5 or 6 fish. They're not huge, but they're filletable. Sandy's kept a couple, but he did tell me. So what do you reckon? The fishing's been a bit better than this lately?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This has been a very slow day by, you know, normal standards.
What's the most fish you've caught in one session lately?
Oh, me and another bloke, we got nearly close to 100, I think.
100 redfin a session, and just by looking at Cliff Carness's Facebook page, Fishing on the Border, I'm seeing lots and lots of cricket score type catches of decent sized redfin. Whether it's the easterly wind, we're not sure, but for whatever reason it was a bit slow, but we still had a lot of fun, and I've got a feed of redfin to take home. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, want to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.